we must go further to reduce our environmental footprint. As businesses, you might be willing to take action, but you must ensure the success of your company and the security of your people. We understand your caution and your challenges. At Michelin, we've always been committed to reducing the environmental impact of the transportation industry. That's why we want to support you and your business by showing you how small steps towards sustainable mobility can lead to immediate benefits, like maximizing efficiency, reducing costs, increasing uptime, improving safety, satisfying your customers, and improving your reputation. There's no need to choose between the environment and business success. There are plenty of opportunities for both. All it takes is a first step and a good partner. Let's step up side by side and discover our products, services, training, and tips to assist you moving towards sustainable mobility.
I think we can all agree that sustainability is more important than ever. But what does sustainability, a word that is used so often, actually mean to us? For us, sustainability means creating a balance between the three pillars: people, planet, and profit. And that's why we analyze the entire life cycle of our products and services. And only when all three dimensions, people, planet, and profit, are in balance, we move forward with actually launching that product. Profitability is obvious. It has always been a driving force for every company. But at the same time, the importance of people, customers, partners, and employees has constantly increased. That is not new. What is new, however, is that we are equally prioritizing the responsibility towards the environment. We believe this is the only way we can meet the challenges of today. And as a matter of fact, there are plenty of challenges that we have to face in the mobility industry and especially in the transportation activity. Trucks are now highly technological and connected, preparing for a transformation towards autonomous driving. Fleets are facing truck driver shortages, a difficult job that requires sacrificing a lot of personal time and that demands more and more technological skills. The need for improved efficiencies will lead the transportation industry to a digital transformation which will have a positive impact on CO2 emissions. And finally, the climate emergency urges the industry to a transition to sustainable mobility and circular economy. And these challenges also have an impact on us, the tire industry. Norms and regulations are pushing the tire industry towards more innovation. It's about reducing rolling resistance. It's reducing emissions of particles, increasing the weight of renewable and recycled materials. Alternative drives, as we heard it, like battery electric vehicles or hydrogen, lead to different demands on tires and therefore affect things like the structure or design to increase load capacity or decrease noise emissions, for example. Trucks and tires are also becoming more and more connected, creating the need for new data management and supporting services. And reducing our environmental impact is essential, not only to meet norms and regulations, but for an active contribution to the future of our planet. But it doesn't end there. We also face diverse demands of our diverse stakeholders, like consumers, NGOs, OEMs, prescribers, investors, etc. It's about preserving biodiversity, increasing the lifespan of our products, increasing energy efficiency, or reducing emissions, recycling, and so on and so forth. But how can we actually reduce the impact of our products? And this is what you see here. This is what we call life cycle assessment. Life cycle assessment makes it possible to assess the environmental impact of a product during different phases of its life, offering a holistic picture. And as you can see, for tires, the biggest impact, more than 90% of a truck tire, is creating during its usage phase. For example, mainly through its impact on fuel consumption or its abrasion of particles. That means that life cycle assessment helps us identify the key levers to look into. So we have now established that life cycle assessment is a crucial part of our mission to creating environmentally friendly products. But there are more conditions that need to be met to ensure a tire is truly sustainable in an environmental sense. The first one is the tire needs to maintain its key performances. We cannot risk compromising quality aspects like safety, traction, etc. So, sustainable tires need to be of the same, at least of the same quality as standard tires. Secondly, and we already touched upon this, they need to reduce their own environmental footprint, as what we saw in the life cycle assessment. And thirdly, and very importantly, we need to be able to produce them on large scale. We don't just want prototypes. We want to make sure that we can transfer the technologies to every single tire we produce. So what do we do at Michelin? Now that we have seen how a tire can be sustainable, we will look at some concrete steps we take at Michelin towards achieving that goal. Because, as I said, there are so many different touch points throughout the life of a tire where you can make a real difference. The first one is longevity. We believe in performance that is made to last. Longevity is a very important lever to decrease the environmental effects of a tire. The longer a tire can be driven, the less resources are used, that's obvious. And this mileage superiority is shown here in the test conducted under DCRA supervision. As you can see, Michelin tires ended up having between 21 and 39% more mileage than other premium manufacturers, which obviously also in return reduces your cost per kilometer significantly. But even with more mileage, tires are being worn at a given point. In combination with our longevity strategy, we aim to minimize tire wear while maintaining the optimum road grip. This is demonstrated by an ADAC test on wear in which we achieve the best ranking with around 28% less abrasion than the average of our premium competitors. And the second thing is that is shown here on the slide. Today, a huge percentage of tires are replaced long before they reach their legal minimum tread depth. This is a huge loss of materials and fuel, since tires see their rolling resistance decrease during their life, making them more energy efficient. If all end users, I'm talking about European, if all end users used their truck tires for 1 additional millimeter, we could save 15,000 tons of raw materials, which is an equivalent of 1.5 times the weight of the Eiffel Tower in Europe only. And at the same time, we could save 1.2 million tons of CO2, which is the equivalent of bringing 480,000 people from Frankfurt to New York and back. The technology to drive tires safely until the legal minimum are available in the market. I mentioned at the beginning that everything is becoming more and more connected. And even if that might seem a challenge, it obviously opens opportunity in terms of predictability and maintenance. To make use of these opportunities is exactly what our sister company, Michelin Connected Fleet, is about. Our digital fleet management solution that helps fleets, for example, to predict tire-related breakdowns, to reduce downtime and save money. But not only this, Michelin Connected Fleet is fully in line with our all-sustainable strategy. We help our customers to better understand their fleets and thus identify measures that contribute to a reduction in fuel consumption, among others. Another challenge for fleet managers is that they want to not only reduce the environmental impact of their fleet, but also to optimize their efficiency and profitability. It's obvious. As stated earlier, one big lever is to reduce the rolling resistance of tires to save fuel. And as you can see, you can actually, by just changing the tires, you can actually save up to 1.1 liter per 100 kilometers, which is an equivalent of 2,000 euros savings per truck per year. However, normally optimizing rolling resistance results in lower mileage, less traction, or it affects the braking distance. To resolve conflicts like this, we invest about 700 million euros annually into R&D, because sustainability should never come at the expense of quality or safety. And thanks to the continuous effort of 6,000 engineers in R&D, we are now able to propose to offer products that have both an improved energy efficiency and at the same time better or the same quality, safety aspects, etc., like their predecessors. And this is what we call balance of performance. We never optimize just one dimension if it is at the expense of others. We talked about the better mileage performance of our tires, but our longevity promise does not end here. Through regrooving, we are able to provide our customers with another premium service. This benefits both the environment and the customers, since the tires operate longer and during a phase of their life where their rolling resistance is the lowest. Thus, you reduce your CO2 emissions, you save materials, and you save money at the same time. And with Retract, Michelin offers you another life extension of your tire. Adding this up with the regrooving, you give your tire an additional mileage of 150%. And moreover, through retreading, you save around 40% of costs to a new tire and up to 70% of raw materials, which is a massive impact on the environment versus a new tire policy only. Let me wrap things up. I would like to share the vision and the motivation behind our efforts. By 2030, all of our tires will be made of 40% sustainable or recyclable materials. Not fancy prototypes, all of our tires. And by 2050, it will be 100% of all of our tires we produce that will be made of sustainable materials. Now, our goal isn't just to reduce our own environmental impact. We also want to help our partners to achieve their environmental objectives by providing holistic solutions. In summary, mobility is crucial for all of us. And tires play a key role in this equation. We therefore need to leverage the existing premium tire technologies to reduce the transportation industry environmental footprint and actively and jointly combat the climate crisis. Michelin recognizes the challenges faced by the truck industry and the mobility sector as a whole. We are confident that we can find the right solutions, but it will require collaboration and a unified effort by all of us. Let's Let's step up together for sustainable mobility. Thank you very much, and see you all at the IAA.
Thank you, Ostbomk. So, question first, are there any questions from the audience? Yeah, there were a lot of numbers actually, so I was like, really, a lot of numbers, really interesting numbers. So, you just mentioned the balance of performance. Could you tell us why it's so important for Michelin to keep all these focuses?
Yes, it's quite easy. I mean, you have what we call a kind of spider chart, where you have the different dimensions of performance. It's longevity, it is rolling resistance, it's traction, etc. And if you optimize one, for example, longevity, it goes expense normally at the others, to the others. So you increase your mileage, but then you lose traction or another safety aspect. And so it's all about that our engineers in the R&D work on how can we improve longevity, but not decreasing the performance of other criteria. This is what we call balancing performance, because there is some pressure, let's say, from the market that now, with all the regulations, that you focus on rolling resistance only. Obviously, then you have the risk that you decrease the performance of safety objectives, and that should never happen. And that's what we mean with balance of performance, that we take into account the full, we call spider chart, to increase many dimensions, or at least keep them equal while we optimize them.
Spider chart, that's yes. Thank you. So there's a question from John Enrico, so you will get the microphone.
Enrico Griffini, IAA Transport in Italy. What result did you achieve so far with Michelin Connected Solutions? I think you started in Spain, was one of the first markets.
Yes, this is true what you say, which is in Europe with the new office. However, we actually managed today already 300 million journeys per year worldwide. With 3 companies, one is Nextrack in the US, Michelin we are referring to is the company managing it in Europe, and with Saska in South America. And overall, we have already 600,000 vehicles under contract of 70,000 customers. So we have a big experience. What we did now is, when you refer to Spain, is we combined now the fleet management solution with a tire technology. So now tire sensors, tire pressure monitoring system, etc., that are communicating with the fleet management system, etc. So this is the launch we have been done in Spain, which has been done now in Germany, and in Sweden as well. We have a big experience already coming from South America activities, North America activities, and the historical activities of Michelin in France and in the UK.
Thank you, John Enrico. Are there any further questions? If not, you will stay with us a bit longer today, so use the coffee break for, just network and ask questions. Thank you so much for being here on stage. Looking forward to seeing your products at IAA Transportation this September. Give a round of applause.